Good morning. Welcome to the Wednesday Wisdom. Today is October 3rd, 2018. My name is Marty Forrest. My website is Hello Extraordinary Life. Check that place out. Go there and get your free gift. It's 3 steps to reprogramming your negative self-talk. You'll be on my email list, and you'll get notifications for all of these calls and any other events that I have coming up or going on. All kinds of good stuff, information. On the website is also all of these calls that are recorded, so you can go there and find any and all of the recordings. They've been more than a year now, so there's quite a few there. And I am one-on-one coach. You can hire me for private coaching if you know you're ready to make some big moves in your life and make some things different, and you know you need some help and some guidance. Also, I am getting ready to kick off a 6-week course called The Journey into Loving Yourself from the Inside Out. And that begins on October 13th. Runs for 6 weeks, Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. You can catch me through Facebook, private message me. You can contact me through the website. You can email me if you know my email address, or shoot me a text or a phone call. There's all kinds of ways to reach me. And having said all that, I invited Miss Serena to join us today and share some of her experiences. She completed the last course. So that it was a last-minute thing. It's not exactly what I had written when I sent out cleaning the spice cupboard, but it was all about the course anyway. So I am very grateful that you were able to make this work, and you said yes and are willing to be here. So thank you so much for that. I've known Serena now, I don't know, a few years. We've known each other. We live actually quite close to each other. And makes it very easy to have a conference call. So the course is actually a conference call. So I'm going to let you, Serena, introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what inspired you about taking the course when you decided to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Serena Olson. And yeah, Marty and I have known each other, I think, about 5 years or so. And, you know, I've been on a journey for some time now of trying to work on loving myself, and a lot of it is forgiving myself and work on positive self-talk. And it's something that I was kind of working on by myself and reading, and I try and share it with other women, and, you know, they weren't really joining in on my journey. And so when Marty talked about this course, you know, several weeks went by, and I'm like, it's just, you know, some certain things. Everything just kind of lined up, though, when it was supposed to happen. It all happened. Timing, my schedule, I was just in that place where I needed that extra guidance and support system to boost kind of what I was already trying to do by myself. And so as soon as I started the course, it just felt right. I mean, I just knew that this is what I needed to take that healing to the next level. The support is huge for me. The guidance, because we're trying to guide ourselves through this, whatever journey it is. Sometimes it's hard. You don't have anybody to bounce things off of. You can only read so much and get out of the words on paper. But having somebody there to ask you questions and really help you dig was really important for me. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of the short version, I guess, of how everything got started. But I'd be happy to answer any other questions.
Thank you. Awesome. Yes, I love that. I know we've been talking about it, and you had expressed some interest, and then said, yes, I'm going to do this thing. And so what was your What was the most valuable thing that you took away from being a part of this course? Or one of the most valuable, maybe?
Well, what really stands out for me is that message of cleaning out what no longer serves me. You talked about the spice cover, and I found that message popping up from the beginning to the end, like in all different ways. And I thought, well, that's the message. I mean, usually if I hear something in threes or I see something in threes, I'm like, oh, that's a sign. But I kept hearing that same message over and over, just cleaning out the things that no longer serve me, whether it's emotional baggage, even physical stuff, just clearing it out, because if I don't make room for all, the good things to come, I'm going to be missing out and I can't grow. And so it was just time to clean out all the things that no longer serve me, the self-doubt, all that negative self-talk that I had about myself, and just struggling too with the being content with being content. If that makes any sense.
I love that. Being content, being content. Could you say more about that?
So
what does that mean for you?
Yeah, I find myself sometimes just being content, and I don't know what to do with it. Life is good. I've got a great husband. We've got great surroundings. I don't have a lot of toxic people in my life. My work schedule is great. I have my own business, so it's really flexible. I'm doing what I love, and, I'm healthy. It's like life is just good. And how do I just enjoy that instead of worrying that the rug's going to be pulled out from under me or waiting for the other shoe to drop, those kind of feelings that something bad's going to happen because everything's so good. How do I just enjoy being content and happy? And so I think as part of, loving myself, I just had to dig into that. And why can't I just be content with being content? I don't know if that helps explain it, but
it does. I think there are many times we're comfortable where we are. We know how to play those rules. Then something new comes along. Loving ourselves, being content, being happy. And that's just as uncomfortable as maybe the things that are no longer serving us. That's not comfortable anymore, but we don't know what to do different.
Right.
And then we do something different, and then that's uncomfortable because it's different.
Yeah, so just being able to sit in that long enough to be good with it. Because that's something that I, never gave myself a chance to do, was sit in it, in that comfortableness and that happy place long enough to really enjoy it and accept something different. Because my whole life, there's always some kind of chaos, whether I created it myself or somebody else did. And so I got comfortable with that because that's the norm. And so that becomes comfortable. And I didn't want that to be comfortable anymore.
Right. And even if it's not comfortable, it's familiar.
Right. Exactly.
Because we may reach the place in this journey that we're like, that's not really comfortable. I find that's not comfortable anymore, but it's so familiar.
Yes.
That in a twisted kind of way, it's comfortable.
Exactly.
What is the tool that you took away then that you keep using and will continue using on this loving yourself on the inside?
Let's see. Like I said, I just keep going back to that cleaning out what no longer serves me. And it seems repetitive, but it's almost like my mantra now, because it can happen in everyday situations, whether I'm buying something I don't need. it's like, that doesn't serve any purpose. I'm trying to fill a void with shopping or, so it's like, okay, well, what void am I trying to fill? And so I think the pause is a valuable tool. Why am I doing this? Why am I saying this? And take a minute to pause, and does this action or does this negative self-talk serve me? And so I just feel like that mantra for me is every day. I had to disconnect with somebody just yesterday that is toxic in my life. And what happened was it opened up a space for somebody else that needed my help, that texted me that same day and needed some help. It's somebody that, is a positive in my life. And I just feel like it wasn't a coincidence. I let go of that toxic to make room for something valuable.
I love that.
So, gosh, like I said, I know it's repetitive, but just cleaning out what no longer serves me, that's the biggest message and the biggest tool that I came away with.
What indicates to you? What's the feeling, or how do you recognize that thing that's no longer serving you, or that emotion, or that behavior?
Well, that kind of makes me think of another thing I learned on this journey is triggers. That was, I think, the very first thing that came up for me in this 6-week program is recognizing the triggers. I never recognized them before. Mm-hmm. I knew something would bother me and I would just react. And whether it was something my husband did or somebody else did or, even something I do to myself, I just would react and not know what that was. And so when I first had to recognize that there was a trigger, and then what is that trigger, and then how do I deal with it? And it seems like a, drawn-out process, but really just recognizing the whole thing, the process gets easier. Like, whoa, okay. It's just, I guess, just that uncomfortable, uneasy feeling comes up, and it makes me realize that it's something I have to look at, whether I just have to pray about it or I need to ask somebody for help or I need to just pause and, like, okay, take a breath. What is this? Recognizing that feeling and looking at it before I react.
Awesome.
Did that answer the question?
I think so. You have covered it, yes. How is your relationship today with that little one? Because ultimately in the course, that's where we lead to, is that relationship, beginning to open that door and carry on building that relationship with that little one that lives inside of us. What's that like for you today?
It is good, to put it briefly. It is really good. It's something that I hadn't addressed before. I had touched on it with some, other help in my life through a therapist, but never really dug into it. And I liked the way that we would do meditations and really visualize that little one. And it wasn't always easy. It was emotional and deep, and but I really let myself get into it. I really let myself visualize that little one and talk to her and see her. And for me, comforting her and telling her that everything's going to be all right and it's not her fault for the trauma that was caused and all the things that she had seen and been through, and it's not her fault. And I think that was, just that little phrase was so huge in being able to move past a lot of stuff.
That's awesome. And how do you care for her today?
With the positive self-talk, when things come up, and I think it could be from my childhood or just when I'm feeling insecure about something, or and I just nurture it. And from those visualizations and those meditations we did, I kind of flash back on those, and I see her and just, hey, it's going to be okay. And I still do that. And I think because we did that for 6 weeks, once a week, and we're able to practice it the week in between each call. Now that it's over, I still continue to flash on those meditations. And I think that's been helpful in just continuing on with the healing and the positive self-talk and nurturing that little one.
Yes, that was the goal, is that you would carry on.
Mm.
It's a lifetime journey, and being able to have some tools that you can carry with you for your life, even when we forget, and then we get the reminder. Just 6 weeks is just the beginning, and then we keep going. So, excellent. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
If you were telling someone else about the course, thinking it's a good idea for them, or that they might want to, or they're considering it, what would you say to them?
I think they're at a crossroads or a plateau, and maybe the journey that you're already on, or you're just not sure what that uneasy feeling is. And, I think that the program just helped for me personally to break that plateau of where I was at, of self-discovery and self-love. And so, for me personally, I was already kind of on that journey, but I think if someone's feeling stuck, just give it a try, because it's going to give you tools to just take that healing to the next level. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to add before I unmute and open the line for others to ask questions or make comments?
I just think once I completed this course, I just felt a lot lighter. Like it didn't feel like such a cumbersome process anymore of trying to love myself and feel good about myself and heal that little one, and all kind of the unanswered things I had. It just helped me answer them, and so I feel a lot lighter that I can take these tools with me and use them on a daily basis and feel good about it and feel good about myself. And I'd like to pass on this good feeling to other people in my life. And so I think when I talked about it, they see how much lighter I am and how good it's made me feel. And so I think just the excitement of talking about it to other people has made them curious about this course and ask more questions about the course too.
Awesome. Well, you have the flyers, so feel free to pass it along.
I will.
And I'm creating some pamphlets, the little trifold pamphlets also. That's just been a little delayed, so I saw the flyer I've been passing out. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your experience. And I have found it over the time that I've done this course that it's incredibly valuable to hear it from someone besides me, who is delivering it. That the value and the benefit that you've been able to take away and continue to implement every day in your life, I think that's worth more in the weight of words than me talking about it, because you have the direct experience. So I am going to unmute the line and ask if either of you have any questions or comments, what you're taking away maybe. Silence. Either they've muted themselves or we're just good.
Deep in thought.
Deep in thought.
Deep in thought.
Deep in thought. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, if you have nothing you would like to say or add, then I will say thank you all for being here. Have an amazing day.
Thank you for sharing today, Serena, and thank you, Marty.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, I will look forward to hearing you all next week.